Hi Dennis, this is George Sherritt. I've just finished doing your home inspection, and so I'm going to do a little video review here for you. This is the front of the house. I just take that to put on the front of my report. The driveway has some minor cracking. In our climate, there's no really need to seal it or do anything with it. It's just a cosmetic blemish. The front porch is kind of a curiosity to me. I suspect there was a planter here at some time, a concrete wall, and they removed it, and when they did that, the dirt fell out from underneath the front porch and they stacked these bricks in here. So originally I was concerned about it, and I took a couple pictures and sent them to an engineer I work with. He said, you know, if it's a concern to you, you should probably have an engineer look at it. One of the things he instructed me to go look for was on the interior wall here in the basement, if there were any signs of cracking or if the wall was bowed at all, and it's not. I have a picture of it later. It was kind of nice. It was the only place in the basement that was unfinished, so I got a really good look at the foundation wall. But like I said, I mean, it's up to you. If this is a concern to you, have an engineer look at it. There's some wood rot in the trim just to the left of the front door. I recommend that be replaced. The glass on both sides of the front door are not tempered glass, and for a long time it's been required. Any window within 12 inches of a door should be tempered glass for safety. You know, little kids tend to race to the front door perhaps, and you know, Billy pushes Bob and Bob goes through the window. And if it's not safety glass, that could be bad. There's a little wood rot in one post on the back deck. That should be replaced. That's not a very good picture, but what I was looking for here, especially where these two beams come together on top of a post, was some sort of post-to-beam bracket connection here. Something metal with nails in it that would tie all this together in like a seismic event. So none of the posts have beam connectors, they just have a couple nails in them. So I'd recommend a contractor address that. This post is sticking in the dirt. Anytime you put wood in the ground, it's going to shorten its life. It's going to cause it to rot. So I'd recommend that be corrected. I couldn't really verify how the joists on the deck were connected to the house. I see that there's hangers here, but I don't know what's behind this, and you know, is what's behind this anchored correctly to the house? So I would recommend a contractor maybe remove one piece of the siding here and look in there and just confirm that that it's put together, you know, in a way that's solid. The stairs aren't very well supported. There's no metal brackets or hangers here. There's just a couple nails through this joist into the end grain of the wood. Nails and screws and end grain doesn't have hardly any strength, so I'd recommend the contractor fix that also. There's some minor wood rot in the ends of the decking boards, just where they are exposed to the weather from, you know, where they're exposed to the weather. Have those replaced. The handrail on the stairs is not considered a graspable handrail. It's way too wide. So if you had your hand on that on a cold winter day and there was ice on the stairs and you slipped, your hand would just come flying off of it. There's no way you'd ever hang on to that. So there's a real nice piece of technical writing in the code book that talks about what a graspable rail is, but basically it means something you can like wrap your thumb and your fingers around. The fascia has come loose on one section of the back wall here. Probably just needs to be put back in place and re-secured with screws or nails. This little door is out the back of the garage, and it's been cut down, as you can see. I think it was probably professionally done, because when I got in the garage and opened it and looked at the bottom, it has a rubber threshold on it like it should, and yeah, at any rate, I think it's fine. The chimney doesn't have any caps on it here. You've got two different flues. Caps keep the rain out, they keep bats out, they keep starlings out. They're a spark arrestor if you do have a wood fire in the fireplace, so I'd recommend caps be put on top of the chimney. I wasn't able to walk on the roof. My ladder's not that tall, and usually on a two-story like this, the trick is you take your ladder out to the back deck and then you can access the roof, but they have an awning, so I wasn't able to do that. So I had to look at the roof from the ground with binoculars. It's a 30-year architectural laminate roof. I'm thinking it's 10 years old, 12 years old. I'd recommend you have a roofer look at it and give it maybe a 5-year certification. Some of the gutters are designed to have this thing that flips out so you can fill rain barrels, I think is what this is, and the covers are missing, so potentially the rainwater is just going to spill out, so I'd recommend covers be placed on the downspouts that don't have them. There's peeling paint around the front door trim. Recommend that be prepped and primed and painted. This is in the basement bathroom. This corrugated plumbing drain here, all plumbing fixtures are certified by an organization that's what they do. They certify plumbing fittings. And this is not. This is kind of a homeowner thing that somebody came up with that you can buy at Home Depot, because as homeowners we don't get things to line up quite right. So they make these that are flexible, and the problem with them is they're very, very thin walled, so that they can be flexible, and they tend to crack. I ran a lot of water through here. It's fine for now. At some point in the future, you know, if you notice some water down here and it cracked, to have a licensed plumber do a proper drain for you there. The furnace hasn't been serviced recently, so I'd recommend it be serviced. I ran it and it worked fine. It's a gas furnace. The label for the on-demand hot water heater was pretty hard up against the wall. I couldn't put my head in here, so I took a couple pictures. When I get home, I'll blow these up and see if I can see how old it is. See if it has a date of production on it. And also BTUs, looks like 189,000 BTUs per hour is the size of it. One of the garage lifters was unplugged, and I don't plug things in that are unplugged. I never know why someone has chosen to unplug it. So I would just recommend it be confirmed before you commit that that lifter works. There's some minor cracking in the slab in the garage, same thing. It's not a structural issue. So this is inside a closet underneath the stairs, and this is directly behind that concrete patio that has had some of the ground disturbed underneath of it. And I didn't see any bowing or any cracking or listing or anything, so I don't think it has affected the foundation at all. Doesn't seem to be moving. There's an electrical box inside that little closet under the stairs that needs a cover. The flue in the basement fireplace doesn't have a damper. It looks like the handle's been removed, so you can't open and close the damper. So I'd recommend that be fixed, so you'll have cold air coming in the house. That's the fireplace. The stairs don't have handrails, so they would benefit from having a handrail installed on one side, just to improve the safety. Here's the second floor fireplace. It does have a damper and a handle, and it functioned fine. There are carbon monoxide alarms in the house, one per floor, like state law requires now. The dishwasher drain hooks directly into the sink drain. We don't do that anymore. It's possible to drain dirty sink water back onto your clean dishes, and you wouldn't necessarily know it, but they would have bacteria on them. Now we use something that's called an air gap or an anti-siphon device, and it's that little chrome dome that sits to the right of the sink faucet usually. So I'd recommend a licensed plumber install a air gap on there for you. The stove doesn't have an anti-tipping device installed. It's a safety feature that comes with the stoves. Here, I can show you. The concern with that is if you had a pot of something hot, boiling water or whatever, and a child came and put weight on here, the stove tips up very readily and could scald them. So I'd recommend that be installed. There's a stain in the carpet in the master bedroom, so I'd recommend it be professionally cleaned, and if it doesn't come out, maybe you might want to have that section of carpet replaced. The stops on both the sinks in the master bedroom are turned off, and that's another case. Home inspectors, we generally don't turn things on that are off because we never know why they're off. So again, I'd recommend it be verified that those sinks function correctly before commitment. All the closet doors look like they've been, well, all the doors look like they've been replaced, but they use just regular doors for the bypass closet doors. And so they don't have the benefit of the recessed handles like you would normally see here. So, and you can't put handles that stick out because they would bump into each other as you slid them by. So somebody would probably benefit taking these doors like to a shop like Lacey Door and have them bored and have handles recessed in them. Same thing here, same thing here. Another carbon monoxide alarm on the upper floor. The doorbell doesn't function. It's a hardwired doorbell. I saw the transformer downstairs, but for some reason it doesn't work. Have a licensed electrician fix that. Also at the right front corner of the home, the fascia has come loose and is hanging down. That needs to be resecured. There's a close-up. And that was this morning project. You don't have a crawl space and everything in the attic was okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me. Thank you.